Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Rivera and this is my portfolio for GRC 316. To start off, I put one of the first exercises we did in this class. With this exercise, I was getting used to the Photoshop program, or at least painting in Photoshop. Some of the feedback that I got for the pumpkin was that I had to use a different brush just because it looked too blurry. So something that would make it look more defined, which is what I did here. I also used some texture. That way it would give the pumpkin a little bit more of like um, something that would make it stand out more. Same with the butterfly there. For exercise two, we had to start from a grayscale, which was a little hard to do at first. Same thing, I was getting used to the program. After the second time, it went a little bit more smoother. I put the reference picture and the final design. I do wish I would have fixed a little bit more of the background, but overall, I was getting more comfortable with the program. For my Illustrator presentation, I did Michael Schwab. He was very known for making these type of posters. They were very minimalist and they had a lot of like negative space. Um, and I enjoyed learning about him for that presentation. Unfortunately, for project one, I was not able to finish, but this was my rough sketch, and I did enjoy making it. And yeah, I just put a lot of the stuff from the fine arts department. It had dance, it had painting, visual media. It just had different parts of that department. Project two is when we started making the poker cards. This was the start of my sketches. I was playing around with different Western icons. So these were a few of my sketches, and this is when I started doing my sketches digitally. Then on this part, it's when I started doing the color progress for my sketches. I went with the warm, but also some cool tones with the palette. For my final illustration with the cards, I used some typography that was related to the Viking era, and as well, like the color palette was just warm colors, a little bit of cool muted tones in there. And then for my animation project, I'm not sure if it's playing, but it was one of the projects that I like doing the most throughout this class. I enjoyed playing with the program, and I was able to make it part of the last project. And then for our last project, I was more familiar with Photoshop. I was more comfortable using the brushes, and we chose a color palette, and we also made our original one. For the original one, I did something similar to it. She was just holding the cat differently, and it was more of my style. And overall, I had fun making these and learning about different programs throughout the class, and just enjoy making these pieces.